if you aren't 30 and if you're about to be 30 and you're watching this video, prepare thyself. Stay tuned for this. Almost 2 weeks ago, the girls and I were involved in a car accident. Hello and welcome to episode 1 of Embracing the Journey of 30. I'm your girl, your host, Gwenny. If this is the first time that you see my face or my channel, consider subscribing today, okay? And if you are returning, welcome back, family. It's so good to see you all. Episode 1 is all about getting to know the real me. I want to start off each episode with a quote of the day. Dolly Parton says, "Find out who you are and do it on purpose." When I tell you this quote is explaining everything that I have been doing lately in one beautiful sentence. So shout out to you, Dolly. Who am I? Beyond the titles, beyond everything that I do, Sunday through Saturday, who is the real Gwen? I have been on a journey for the past 6 years exploring that question. Who are you, girl? I know that I have so many titles.
I'm a mother, a wife, an associate pastor, a teacher, an intercessor. I am a daughter, a sister, a aunt, a niece, a cousin, a friend, a bestie.
I am so many things to so many people that oftentimes I forget my own self. I pour and pour and pour into so many people, and oftentimes I don't take the time to be poured into because I want to make sure that everybody is good, okay? There is a bit of people pleasing, that is surrounding that idea, but I'm learning to do better. So, who am I? I have started therapy this year, and it has taught me so much about who I am. I am someone who has had a lot of experience with life. I've been through so much. Some things that are traumatic, while others are just life lessons. But through it all, they all have shaped me to the person that I am today. When talking to my therapist, she asked me, who are you? She went in from childhood and worked her way up into where I am now. As a child, I am the first daughter out of 4 boys already being born. So for me, it was an easy decision, I guess, to be a tomboy. So I was very rough around the edges, wanted to play the football. Mind you, I wore skirts for a couple of years, okay? After, I got saved, received the Holy Ghost, my mom was like, "Girl, you ain't wearing no more pants." And that was the end of that. We were definitely strict apostolic faith church, okay? But I realized that even after that, I found myself still being very tough, still being very hard, still being very, I don't want to say sheltered, but I kept my feelings in, my emotions in. I hated crying. I felt like crying was a sign of weakness. I hated expressing myself. When it got to the point where I felt like I wasn't heard, I would shut down. And that was very annoying. I know it was annoying to the people that I shut down on, and ultimately it was annoying for me. And it took me years, which is crazy, but it took me years to really figure out where all this stemmed from. Now, I didn't have a bad childhood. However, I will say that my childhood definitely shaped me, okay? And how I was raised, it definitely put me in a place where, that mindset of being very hard, it became like second nature to me. And there's some things that I now know that are no longer necessary. Okay? Everything that you receive as a child, you do not have to take it on, but it is important for you to do the work so that your inner child can be healed. I support the idea of healing. I also support the idea of therapy. Okay? I believe that you can be healed through therapy and spiritually. God is my rock. I would never exclude him out of my healing process. He is Jehovah Rapha. He is the Lord thy God that heals. So he allowed this person to come into my life and to assist. Just simply assist. Okay? He did the rest. And I was able to really see Gwen, the flaws and all, the heartbreaks, the traumatic situations that I've experienced. I've got to see all of that on like a canvas, and it explains so much. I was definitely not ready to see it, but I was ready to see it because it was time to get it done. So I no longer look at sharing my emotions or expressing myself or even dealing with my feelings as weak. I actually find strength in it. I understand and know that it is a part of who God created us to be. We are emotional beings. My best friend and I, shout out to my girl, love you, bestie. We're reading a book called The Garden Within. It is a really good book. I suggest that you guys get it. It's a really good book, and it talks about, your heart, and it talks about your emotions and your feelings. And it really helped me as well. At the age of 30, I started to notice, right, that I was getting emotional, and I didn't like it. I did not like it, y'all. I actually low-key hated it. But I love the fact that happened. And if you aren't 30 and if you're about to be 30 and you're watching this video, prepare thyself, okay? You will find yourself being so emotional. And I'm not talking about during that time of the month. No, I'm talking about in general. Like, I will find myself crying after watching like a commercial. And I'm
just like, girl, get it together, please.
I realized that, like, girl, that's just the beginning. And now I am 36, and child, when I tell you, it has not gotten better. But I'm glad that I'm able to express and to explore those parts of me. I want to share this. Almost 2 weeks ago, the girls and I were involved in a car accident. This has been so traumatic for me because if you know me, if you've watched any of my videos, you know that the reason why I didn't get my license into recently is because I've been in accidents and I've developed PTSD from being in accidents. I didn't want to drive simply because I did not ever want to be in an accident. So when this happened, I'm just like, Lord, please, okay? One thing I can say is that I'm eager to drive again, so it hasn't really affected me in a way where I don't want to drive anymore. That's not the case. However, I broke down after it. And I'm talking about I boo-hoo cried. Okay? And he just let me just cry. He encouraged me, like, just let it out. And I cried and cried and cried. And I do believe that most of that came from all of the times that I allowed my emotions and my feelings around this specific topic to be pent up. And I just cried because I could not believe that this happened to me. I could not believe that the girls and I were in an accident. I could not believe the way that the accident happened. It just took me by surprise. And I'm happy that I did the work and went through therapy and discussed those things about me and that were within me. And I'm glad I did the work. Now, don't get me wrong. I felt bad. Like, I just recently have been able to kind of shake it. But it took me a week and a half to truly like kind of shake the feeling that I feel. Like, it felt like I was mourning, okay? It felt like I was mourning the loss of a person, and it was just a car. It was just very overwhelming. And I was so sad because I just couldn't grasp what transpired. And yeah, it was a lot. I don't think I would have been able to deal with it the way that I did if I did not do the work, if I did not explore the idea of who I am. I can truly say that I am someone that is growing, someone that is evolving, a person that is caring and thoughtful, a person that is considerate, a person that can be selfless and then very much selfish when it comes to certain things. But ultimately, I'm a servant above all. So as I'm exploring who I am, I'm doing it on purpose, with purpose, because at the end of the day, I want to be the best person that I can be, not for everybody else, not just for them, but for myself. I want to make sure that I am pleasing unto God, and I can look at my life and say, girl, good job. So today, I want to ask you, who are you? Beyond the titles, beyond the glitz and the glam, beyond everything that you go through, have went through, are going through, who are you? Are you able to do the work to realize who you are? Are you able to tap into those emotions and feelings? Are you able to trust God through it all? These are some great questions. So comment down below what you think of episode 1. I know that this was different, but it felt good. I'm a YouTuber, y'all, that is learning about herself at the age of 36. And I love that for me. And I hope you guys are doing the same. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Do all of the things. Tell me what you think about episode 1. Now, episode 2, it's good. So until next time, don't forget to embrace the journey one day at a time. Love you guys.